This is now
Marker.
Okay. Ready, and action.
So you want to all introduce yourselves, how you're involved with the production, and yeah.
Okay. My name is Zay Rodriguez. I am a film writer, actor, producer, editor, I guess a jack of all trades. I had the pleasure of producing and writing A Brother's Homecoming, and without these film geeks here, this film really wouldn't be what it is today. So that's me.
I'm the film director for this film, A Brother's Homecoming. He approached to me with a script. I found it very interested and decided to take on it. I was a little skeptical when he said 1 day shooting. I was like, oh, shoot, That's, making films, period, is very challenged. But for 1 day, I was like, okay, I love challenge. So then came to the casting and found a great cast. And the rest was history,
I'm Ahsan. I played one of the two main characters of the film. The way I found it, I actually was searching through the Philadelphia database for a lot of casting films, and I was actually going to avoid it because of just the dealing with brothers and death. But for whatever reason, I just said, let me take a chance and try it out. And I'm really glad I did and double back on it because I met these two great directors and writers and this great actor right here, my boy. Appreciate you. That was a great project. We got it done today, like Kenny said, which was incredible. So. Yes.
All right, my name's Colin. I'm the voice of Drew in A Brother's Homecoming. And yeah, how I found it, I just researched a lot, and I came across it on the database as well. And these guys just made me comfortable really with the role, and they really motivated me to go for the role. And it was one of my first actual films with dialogue in it. So it was a good challenge, and it was a good way to take another step forward.
Okay. So on production, was there anything that went awry, anything that didn't go as planned, and how did you tackle those challenges?
The 6 hour limit.
Yeah, literally.
We were supposed to shoot it within 6 hours, the whole entire film. What really I think held us back was this location, literally underneath our feet is a basement where we shot. We shot on broad daylight, so to try to cover these windows is 1, 2, 4, I think 3 or 4
So
downstairs.
3 or 4. Yeah.
But anyway, we didn't have much stuff to cover because the light was the sunlight, they're very bright, and these blankets we had were very thin. So I don't know how we managed to do it, but we did it. We ended up blocking these sunlights and put these lights here to portray as the night kind of look vibe. Mm-hmm. That took forever. It really did. Because it was literally sunny as heck. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It was about it was late noon, 3 or 4.
Yeah, around there. So it was. I thought it would have been we were able to work with it, but we did. But it took a while because of that. But after that, then everything else went pretty smooth. Got a little tired. Really did. It got a little tired as the time went by. It was 12 hours. It was. I was ready to give up.
But it's like you said, Kenny. We definitely, we got it done. And it became, the production went smoothly afterwards. Right after here, we went to another location, and from then on everything went pretty smoothly. Even though we wrapped in 12 hours, but that's pretty much it's a given. If you're a filmmaker, you pretty much know that 6 hours can convert to 12 or sometimes longer than that. So
no, the other one was the apartment too.
Yeah.
Where it was second floor. It was supposed to be a house.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to have, like I said, the lighting. Everything was the lighting. The lighting was what held me back. And we did, because we were supposed to light come through the window, and we couldn't because it's the second floor, so we had to find a way to, how can we create this light come through the window from a second floor within using these lights. You know, we don't have a crane to, but I found a solution,
Is there anything you would want to redo on this film if you got the chance?
Chill in the basement to me at nighttime. Literally at night. That's about it. Shoot in the basement. The basement was the longest. It really was. Believe it or not, as short it was on the film, it would have been a lot easier if it was done at night. The lighting would have been so much easy, been quick and in and out. But that's about it.
All right. Can you explain what filming was like during a pandemic?
It was very interesting, but surprisingly smooth. Obviously, everyone had their mask on when they were on camera, and after the yellow cut, I threw my mask on. We both kept our mask on. It was honestly it felt like a good distraction, to be honest with you. It was good to kind of see people in person again.
Mm-hmm.
And the coolest thing about it, at least with our specific group, there were constantly these jokes going around during the whole day, and it kept the vibe really, really up. It almost felt like there wasn't a pandemic going on, which you kind of need that healthy distraction of the world to kind of focus on the work, because it's the craft that we do. So it's supposed to be fun. So I definitely really enjoyed that.
Well, for me, it was interesting filming during the pandemic just because it is a different time, and of course, we got our masks, always masked up. I got 3 masks with me, just in case somebody ever need one. So, I always try my best, as an actor, being around people. I was just trying to follow the proper precautions, because I don't want to get sick or get anybody else sick, because it's threatening lives, But, it hasn't really slowed me up any. If not, I've been thriving as an actor during the pandemic just because I do have that extra time off, and I do have more time to focus on the, upcoming projects or just strengthening myself. So yeah, and they made it real comfortable. They had the set protocols. Strict, look, yeah, it was on us, so it was good. And also as an actor, you have to take numerous COVID tests. I've had probably 3 or 4 in the past 2 weeks, so stay up to date.
Okay.
It's the smart one.
Me, I just it actually pushed me to make films. This pandemic is felt like the end of the world, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta make more films before I go, out with a bang. No, I did. I looked at it that way. I feel like tomorrow's not a promise, and it's getting scary. So I'm like, shit, I might as well die. What I love to do, filming. So it kind of motivated me to just make films more, much more frequent.
Yeah. I'm right there with you too, Kenny. It was mainly more time. The spider's different, kind of crazy. However, it was a time to really, for me, self-reflect on myself and my creativity as an individual and as an artist, where clearly, this can't be it. This is 2020 is not the end. So, to get into that mentality, to work on yourself, work on your craft, and create what pretty much people are going to see on January the 23rd. It's
Prime.
Yeah, on Prime Video, yes, on Prime Video. It's something which call it very accomplishing, and I encourage anyone that's within this business, or if you have a passion or a dream, to continue to motivate yourself.
Is it the filmmaker's responsibility to find and develop your audience? Yes or no, and why do you feel that way?
It's the filmmaker responsibility to develop.
To find the audience, find their audience.
Yes,
Okay.
I do believe. You gotta know who you're aiming towards to, as far as because there's if you know who you're aiming towards to, you kind of know where to take the film. What helps me is, so when I read the script, I kind of have the vibe, so I use movie reference. What kind of movie they kind of gives me that kind of vibe, relates to it. And then since that movie did success, like a Hollywood type of films, like Freddy Krueger or something, I would kind of study because it gives that kind of vibe when I read the script and trying to aim it towards that direction to basically target that kind of audience that likes that particular movie that exists out there, but in a different way from a different story, different structure. So that's how I approach it.
I agree with Kenny. I would just add that if you can't find your audience, don't be discouraged because sometimes it just takes some time to get that, the right thing that'll hit. And a lot of times, like the audience, they have plenty of there's plenty of options out there. Like there's different streaming sites, different shows. Like it's literally we're battling for their time. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be hard to get the audience to pay attention. But like Kenny said, I definitely think it is the filmmaker's responsibility.
I definitely, yeah, it's 100% the filmmakers, but I feel like it's the talents as well because you're all a part of the project. You know what I mean? And you all want people to see your work or a director that you like to work with, or you like the director's work that maybe other people's acting style would fit the director. It's because the industry is about connections and networking. So I just feel like everybody should be open to be an audience member of everybody's work. So that's where I'm coming from with it.
What is one thing you wish you knew before starting this production that you know now?
That it was going to take 12 hours.
I would prepare. I would have more sleep.
Yes, I would have more sleep.
I really would have. Yeah, that's that. But also, just knowing exactly how. Because usually, I have an idea how I was going to approach it, but it's very different when you actually appear to the set. When you appear to the set, it's you had an idea, but then you start to really figure out how you're really gonna do it because you're at that moment and time is ticking. So
For me, if I knew what we were having for dinner that day, I would have been so much more prepared for that migraine because that food was fire. It was literally just soul food smorgasbord of just everything. So if I knew that coming into it, that migraine would have been dead. So if I knew that.
So I would just say probably alright, so I'm the type of person when I work, I like to kind of know the ending result. So I know what I need to do to get there. You know what I mean? So I like that. So but with filming, you can't really work backwards. Well, you can, I guess, if you wanted, but what's the point in doing that? You know what I mean? So for me, filming just always just it throws me for a whirl because it's I'm always anticipating what's coming next, and you can't really. You can anticipate, but don't anticipate too much because you'll be out the director's vision. So yeah. So it's just kind of staying in the moment for me. That's always a challenge. But I know now, just relax, and everything will come. And how cool the directors and producers were, because I'm these guys are great, and I was I knew that they were cool going into it, but if I didn't know they were really cool, I'd have been oh cool, I would have been super nervous beforehand, I just would have relaxed and just let it all settle,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, thank you. Now we know Drew's weakness.